And lastly,
Oh.
Call meeting to order, July 1st, 7:30 p.m. Roll call, please.
Payne.
Here.
Deline.
Here.
Boone.
Here.
Schott.
Here.
Swagen. Here. And Mayor Henderson.
Here. Are there any changes to the agenda as published? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
Swagen, so moved.
Motion by Swagen and seconded to adopt the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. June 17th minutes were sent out last Friday. Are there any additions or changes, or is there a motion to adopt the June 17th minutes?
Can I move to adopt the minutes from June 17th?
Motion by Deline and seconded to approve the June 17th, 2019 minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Visitors to be heard. Rob Bent from Chamber of Commerce. And as we pull a few other visitors from,
Yeah.
about 5 minutes limit.
Yeah, no problem. I'm here with Joanne. We're just here to talk about the community celebration that we're got going on August 3rd. A couple things. We decided to go a different route, so we no longer need the community center at the golf course. We're not going to use that. The band is going to be played down here by Classics, and then we're going to have a street dance outside. A couple things we want to talk about. You have the agenda or the weekend celebration. I know you already got a copy of it. I don't want to go over that really because I'm limited on time. A couple things I would like to discuss is the chamber is requesting cash donation from the city to help offset the expenses that the chamber is paying for. A lot of this is coming out of our own pockets, and we're just trying to make this, as like I said before to you guys, as free as possible for the community, and it's really working out well. We do have a little bit of income coming in for the vendor fair that's going to be down in the park that day. So far as of today, we have 57 vendors showing up for that day. And 4 or 5 of them are food vendors for sure.
For sure.
So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a great day. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
And we appreciate the city opening up the swimming pool, showcase that. That's been, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are not from Beresford that have said how nice it is. So we appreciate that going on for the kids. A lot of it is geared towards kids. We'll have tractor pull, teen dance, bounce arounds. Bounce arounds were lowering the cost from the previous year from $8 we spent to $3 just to help pay for it, but yet people can afford to have their children go and enjoy themselves. And the rest of the events are geared towards the older population. And then we also have worked with the church, the Zion Methodist Church, and they're going to do the community service, and the senior center is going to do a dinner. So they're looking forward to having the community come out and support them on Sunday. So we're just here to ask for some funds to help offset the rest of the costs that we have. And you guys got an estimate a while back. So that's what we're here for.
And one of the things I want to stress is in the past for Wheels and Squeals, the city has spent many dollars on man hours for stuff, which we really didn't do this year. The only thing we do need, and we're asking the city for too, is there are places out in the city park where there is electrical outlets we could tap into. We do have a few vendors that are asking for electricity. So if it's possible, if we could get the electric department to at least set up those, the cables and stuff on so that people can tap into that, that would be good.
Temporary electricity. I know they've done it in the past, and I was told once it was Mike Anderson to get a hold of, and then somebody said the Knudsen Joe would be another one to ask. Are we going in the right direction?
Mike would be the one I would.
Mike?
Yep.
Okay. So can I call you?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll get with you this week. So I think, in fairness, with all the money we've saved the city and not having to, everything in the past that's happened as far as how it laid out, we're thinking like $3,000 if it's possible. we feel that's a small investment that the city can give us, considering that, you know, a lot of this is, everything is basically is free.
Free or low cost.
Yeah. So, I think that's kind of about it.
Any
If
questions?
anybody has any questions on any of the events that we have on here, it is gonna be a full 3 days. There's a lot going on. Either get with us or if it's anything to do with the car show, get with Gerald.
Do we have questions?
We've asked it before, and I see it's still on. How's this pub crawl gonna be handled?
Well, we've spoke with a couple of businesses to see if they would provide vans, but it is starting out at my bar and ending up in town. So a majority of it, the driving would be from my bar to, and it's to Burt's or the liquor store, and then it would end there. There wouldn't be any going back and forth.
Right.
It starts at 5 and ends at 9, so we're kind of keeping some of
That's a short window.
the steady arms slowed down for that. Yeah, it's a shorter window, but we had some positive. We have to nail down a couple of those things, but we are working on a van.
How much are the inflatables?
The inflatables cost us $2,800,
754, I
it's like
think.
$2,800.
Do you expect the $3 wristbands to pay for those,
No.
or is that gonna be a problem?
No,
They make money, you just want to break even.
I doubt we'll even break even.
we won't make money on $3.
The biggest problem I found last year, I remember working it last year,
I
and
worked
you were there
it
too.
out, and it was miserable.
It was.
And I'll tell you right now, I felt horrible for the families and the kids who had to pay
Right.
$70.
And that's what I wanted to avoid, because that was the biggest complaint we heard last year. Everybody was spending so much money on those that they couldn't come down here and enjoy the food, they couldn't do other things because they were spending $50, $60 for these kids.
So I'm gonna throw out an idea here. If the council were to consider a donation of approximately $3,000 out of our contingency fund that was earmarked specifically to pay for the bouncy houses through an invoice that comes to the city, would that be something that folks would consider? So we are specifically picking that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah.
And at that point, they'd be free.
Then we would say.
Right, under the understanding, we understand that they'd be free.
Right,
Yeah.
that's a, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Because most of, you know,
Right.
all of our other stuff is free. The train ride is free, the pool is free, I mean, for kids anyway, and the teen dance is free. It's all being donated for anything for that. We are looking for volunteers, so we're still kind of fighting that battle, but we'll get it.
When Classics has picked up the band,
Yep,
they're paying for the band,
yep.
and so we even dropped the price down of the entrance to get into the street dance down to $5.
Mhm.
Any questions? Any support for $3,000 for bouncy houses?
Can we make a motion to that? Or we have to on the agenda next time? Yeah, it's on the agenda next time.
Okay, we'll do that.
Awesome. Any more questions? Thank you for your time.
All right,
Cool.
I gotta go.
Me too.
All right.
Thank you both.
See you guys. Thank you.
Are there any other visitors that would like to be heard? Okay. Just a note here, as we move forward, the copy of the agenda, which I hope everyone grabbed, there's a note at the bottom where, as we discuss agenda items, the public can request to be heard, but we want to avoid just kind of a chaotic sort of a shuffling back and forth. Once a motion's been made, if a motion were made, all discussion from the audience has to cease. So just keep it in mind as we move forward. We want to maintain some order. So, there's no committee or mayor reports. Next on the agenda, Elaine Johnson with the May 2019 financial report.
So inside your council packet, you'll see the financial report for 2019, and I had Teresa review it for accuracy. think we're coming right along. Hopefully the golf course will have a lot of golfers here in the next 2 months.
Do you know, Elaine, on the golf course, when a majority of the membership started coming in?
Yeah,
Was it May or June or next? Or
the majority of them came in
May?
May.
So just if, I don't know if any of you guys compared with April, I compared briefly, but, doesn't look good when we lost another 13,000 in the month when all of our memberships came in. So kind of an emphasis that we still need to focus, I think, on what we can do out there. That will help us, I'm sure.
We need a motion to accept the financials, or do we just?
I think so. Is there more questions?
No, I looked them over the other day. So he makes a motion to accept the May 2019 financial reports.
Motion by Deneen and seconded to accept the May 2019 financial reports. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, convenience fee for credit cards.
I've had a very persistent salesman in City Hall talking about credit cards, and I have had a concern about how much we are paying in fees. And so, inside your council packet, I did a review of January to June of 2018 and then January to June of 2019 and where we're at. And you can see that they are a lot higher. We do have a lot of credit card use. So I visited with a sales rep and he said that we can do what's called like a customer convenience fee when a customer uses a credit card. And we can charge like a 3% fee to cover our costs. We just need to post it, make sure like when someone calls in on the phone that they know that there's a convenience fee that goes along with this.
Are you thinking of doing it just in City Hall, the convenience fees?
So I spoke with Dee at the liquor store, and right now they have 2 accounts over there, which does not make any sense at all. And so we'd be able to merge it to one and we'd be able to get rid of an extra account fees. She felt like her customers would not come there because of the fee. But then Gerald and I were visiting prior to the council meeting, and maybe that fee could be worked into some of the costs.
I say over there, it's easier for us to do a small increase in, beer sales, liquor sales, whatever, to help overcome that expense. Here,
We have telephone, internet, cables, electricity, water, sewer. They're paying for their electronic recycling tickets. They're paying for their dog tag, their swimming pool pass, all with credit cards. We can also offer ACH for free, but a lot of people I think use rewards cards and they rack up their rewards with their utility bills.
And those reward cards actually cost
Very expensive.
a lot more
Very expensive.
for the person. I guess one thing I'll say is I know when you go down to the courthouse to pay for your license plates, it's right there on the board. You're gonna pay with a check, you don't get this fee. You're paying with a credit card, you're gonna be charged 3%. So I guess I support the convenience fee. But I still think though that we need to reevaluate our processor, because going from, that's a pretty big jump in 1 year for the fees.
Who do you use, Charlie? Central Payment Systems. It's not yours.
No, I think it's Central Payments. The guy's from Berlin. He's local, so that's why I like him. So he comes and talks to me if I have a problem. And I can get you that information, but I didn't look to see. His name is Paul, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I think the convenience fee is fair.
I don't think it's bad to shop around either. I know we talked briefly with Ben, and they're using a different one at the golf course, right? That's going with his new program.
It kind of came with the point of sale system.
And we can't get on that same process, right?
I do not know the answer to that.
I
I guess I never looked into it.
Troy, do you remember when you went with Ben?
I don't remember.
But he said if we could get on with that or not,
I don't think he can. I think that's a standalone thing with the golf
with
courses.
this program.
Yeah. From the way he explained.
But just from the growth, it's obvious, it's not gonna get less. We're gonna continue to see growth with credit card use.
And no matter who we go with, we're gonna have the fees that we're gonna incur for processing.
This gentleman has been so persistent. I told him I'm not paying for any equipment. You come back, oh, I can give you a discount. No, I am not paying for any equipment. And then I said, if we have any fees switching over from a different company, I said, you're gonna pick them up. Okay. I'm like, I want this in writing. Okay.
Well, where is he with?
It's Spot On is the name of the company, and it's out of Sioux Falls.
And he thinks he can come in less.
So between the liquor store and City Hall, we did $7,000 worth of fees last year.
No, if I'm hearing this correctly, City Hall would potentially impose a flat rate fee, but the liquor store could incorporate, based on however Dee wants to incorporate that into her pricing.
Right.
So if she wanted to raise the price of something 5 cents across the board to cover, or not.
Or not. Yeah.
She could be comfortable with where they're at.
She just felt that she would have a lot of upset customers if she were to ask them to pay extra.
Well, they're doing really well right now.
Yeah.
They're doing
And I think her drive-through gets a lot of credit card use.
I'm sure. So is the discussion then to move forward with potentially charging a convenience fee plus exploring options for processing of credit cards at the city? I don't think we need a motion for that, do we? Would that just be?
I need a motion for the fees.
You have to have a motion.
So I'm gonna make a motion to allow City Hall to start charging a convenience fee. I guess have a discussion with Dee on how to cover, or if she needs to cover it at the liquor store.
Starting with the,
We need to put a rate in there, put the rate on there.
Rate of 3%, is that what you want?
He thought 3% would cover it.
Should we say up to 3% or 3%?
I think 3% actually sounds reasonable based on
Right.
clients that I have and what I've seen in the industry.
Are there any other city, besides beer, any other city places that would, besides the liquor store and City Hall, that would have this, or the golf course? That's it?
But like at the recycling center, they can come down to City Hall and use a credit card to get their recycling ticket. They can come here and pay Riverside fees with a credit card.
Alright.
They can, the pool, we, during Christmas when we had a special on the pool passes, we had a lot of credit card usage.
But they all have to come down to City Hall to do it.
So this would specifically be transactions here at the city hall.
Right.
Boone will second the motion.
Motion by Sven and seconded to authorize a 3% transaction fee for payments at City Hall using credit card. Any further discussion?
Starting today on that motion, to date.
I probably wanna meet with the gentleman and find out when we can.
Implement it.
Want to put a date on that?
You wanna start August 1st?
It gives us something.
That'll work. Did you add that in the motion?
Make my motion to implement it starting August 1st.
And I'll re-second.
Okay, motion made by Snake and seconded to authorize 3% transaction fee for credit card transactions at City Hall effective not sooner than August 1st. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, Mike Anderson, Electric Superintendent.
Well, after last meeting, we got together and we looked at our options. And Ben Fulford offered up, they would be willing to give us a new easement to go along the interstate fence line. So that would be the red would be all the new lines. And then we would come out of the Wappa sub like we were planning on, straight out to the east, over to 471st, and then come down and tie into our existing transmission line. And then when we would get down to the minimum maintenance road by the sewer lagoons, we would head east again and tie into what we've got over by the hatchery currently. So, I guess they're all in favor of it. There's a couple easements we need to get yet. But it's just replacing, it's more or less replacing our distribution circuits coming to town now. Just going back in the same spot. We'd eliminate a couple sections in there. But it gives us a half mile separation. Gives us some, instead of. And it came with a cost. It was about $140,000 more to go that route. And we're still waiting on approval for the Wappa environmental study. See if that has any effect on the project. So, and then we'll be in about the same distance as the original route that we had. But it shouldn't affect really anybody if we went that route.
Questions? What I want?
This line's here. The blue line is what's out there right now.
So what's,
That would be,
that's what
it's actually going to replace this line.
Okay.
So we'll use it coming this way in, and then this one will be the new one. Yeah, so we'll get rid of this section and this section.
So the blue will come here.
Yep.
Over here, blue will come this way. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
I do have one question.
Say your name.
Oh, sure. Bonnie Hardison.
Yep.
Can I just ask, why are you coming all the way to 077? I'm just asking, because you own the.
Well, we already have the stuff in front of the hatchery already.
Okay.
So we're going to tie into that.
Okay.
Any change in the type of poles? Same thing?
All stay the same. Well, we're getting rid of the wood ones.
We talked in our one meeting, going across the line would be an H-type pole. Is that not true?
That would when we come underneath the Wappa line. We've got to get underneath that or over the top at some point. And that'll probably be out right by the gravel road on 471st.
Okay.
Somehow we got to get to the other side, whether it's over the top or underneath.
Would that be one of the first poles then? Up north?
Starting to come south.
Yes.
And we're looking good with easements?
Gotten verbals on 3/4 of it. We've met with another property owner and we'll get them drafts to review tomorrow. They were not, and those will be just replacing the existing lines with the bigger ones. They've got the smaller distribution poles, but it'll be fewer poles.
It'll be less.
Fewer poles, they'll be bigger.
Yeah, usually instead of 8 poles, it'd be 6 poles, and we'll stretch them out a little bit further. Instead of 200 feet, it'll be 300 feet apart.
And the clearance will be such that
Yeah,
farm
it'll be
equipment's not gonna
a
be.
little bit higher, so you don't worry about farm equipment.
So is WAPA insisting on another environmental study since we changed, or are
They
they,
won't get back to us yet.
they what?
They won't get back to us yet.
They have not contacted us back.
We're still waiting on that.
Okay.
So,
They're on vacation.
uh,
Alright,
but, yeah, I was just waiting for them
okay.
to call him back.
To call Dennis.
Yeah.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
James Wester, I live on 471st. So what would it take to adopt this route compared to the old route?
I'm going on a limb. I'm gonna guess that we need to find out what sort of delay, if any, the WAPA environmental study will cause. And then if the council so wanted, they could adopt a new route. But I'm gonna guess that's not gonna happen until we know what that environmental study timeframe is. If it's a day or 2 years, it probably will impact that decision. And some of the estimated numbers, I mean, we're looking at about a 2% difference between this route and the previous route.
Yeah.
But one of the unknowns at this point is that all of the estimates are just that, they're estimates. So we don't know down to the dollar what the price of metal, cable, fasteners, switches, and circuits is going to be 6 months or 12 months from now. So there's some leeway in both of those estimates until they actually go out to bid.
Mike, what kind of issues do you see with us now? With this new proposed route, we are having to move our existing out to put the new in. So do you foresee any issues?
No, we have to get rid of our 2 distribution circuits coming to town. Which, we call them the backup lines coming to town. If anything happened to the substation out here, in the meantime, while this is getting constructed, we won't have anything to rely on during the construction phase. That would be probably the biggest issue. And then on the 2 tie points where the red meets the blue along the interstate fence there, and by the current substation, there'd be a significant outage to tie those 2 points together. Probably 8 hours to a whole day that the city will be without power.
The entire town.
The entire town. Because that blue line will have to get shut off in order for them to work those 2 points. So it'll be a significant one.
Do it on a Friday night.
Is there any option to power part, some?
No. Depends if they do it in stages. If they built this one along Interstate first, maybe there's a way.
So keep in mind, this is really preliminary, right? We met on Friday. I mean, this is going back to where we were a year ago. So it's just like a rough draft.
So Mike, when you said it depends on how they build or construct it. I guess I was at the understanding that our department would be leading the charge, but am I wrong with that assumption?
A lot of it will probably be contractor.
It will be a contractor.
Yeah, we won't be able to string wire, anything like that. So,
Could we dictate as part of the contract, the order of operations as they go?
that depends on the contractor. So, and we'd have to make sure that it would work, but otherwise, we talked and it'd be a significant outage to do this route.
I'm trying to think of the places, grocery store.
And it almost have to be on a weekend. Otherwise, you're talking too many businesses having closed.
I'm saying like the grocery store, Bethesda, they have their own generator.
Grocery store does not.
Grocery store does not, I know.
The nursing home does.
Nursing home does, and the hatchery.
Hatchery has their.
Critical today.
Critical does not.
I think the grocery store would be the biggest thing that we'd have to make sure. 8 hours is a big.
That's a long time.
So is that gonna be a multiple, like an 8 hour one moment, and then we're gonna come back and do another 8 hour?
I'm not sure. Yeah, we just know it's gonna be an outage.
Alright.
And that's stuff for Dennis to figure out.
And does Dennis, the engineer, have any concerns with this route, or?
No.
So are you still taking bids for the contractor then, or do you have a contractor?
We haven't even set it up.
Okay.
No, let's wait till, we approve the route and then all the surveying and everything's done. We never put out for bid on the other route either.
Any questions?
Was all the underground burial that we paid Southeast Electric done? Or can they start the project? They're done with that. I guess I'm not even sure where they did that. Like, I drove around out there looking and I'm like, what did they do this?
But yeah, all them poles and stuff will come down whenever they start cutting people over to finish stuff. Then they'll start tearing all that old stuff down.
Can I add to that? I just wanted to say they have come out and they've been switching everything over. I don't know if the other residents have patched them. The underground ones are hot now.
Okay.
And the ones that are up are not necessary.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of us are here were probably concerned about the original route and maybe had more input on that. Would it be wise to give input on that original route now, or just let it sit and until we hear back on this?
2 weeks ago?
I
Yeah.
thought that's what we did 2 weeks ago.
I think, unless you think there's something that we've missed, I think that the council by and large is pretty aware of the concerns of the first route.
I guess just my concern is pole placement if you would go with the original route.
So I did talk with Mike earlier or last week, and there is some leeway in the placement of the poles. So the number I think that was used was approximately 300 yards between poles.
300 feet.
Or 300 feet, excuse me, 300 feet. That's not set in stone. They can shift.
Yeah. I thought we were clear that night that we said we wouldn't stick one, right out your window, it wouldn't go there, there's a part of the plant route. Okay, let's take all that into consideration.
Does that answer your question?
Yep, it does. Thank you.
Any action, or are we looking to?
Wait till.
Yeah, we need to get the rest of the easements and look at that environmental study.
I suspect we'll see in 2 weeks.
hopefully we get, a time frame. And how long it'll be, or.
Any questions?
Can I ask Mike one more question?
Yes, sir.
Not dealing with this, are we done with that switch replacement? That we had that short outage?
Yeah.
That's over, with. We're done.
Yeah.
Repairs done.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
One step there out there.
So, we're good to say we didn't.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Next item, Jerry, City Administrator, utility comparison.
Kathy and Elaine put together some utility reports that I thought I'd just share those with you. Comparisons between 2018 and 2019, so you get an idea kind of what's happening with our number of customers. If you look under residential water, you guys don't have to go back and forth, but we have 15 new customers from May of last year. We've added 2 commercial customers, so we're actually up 17 customers over the past year. And looking at our sewer and commercial sewer, we're up 18 residentials and 3 commercials, so that's a gain of 21. On the electric side, we're seeing residential electric is up 22 new customers on the residential side, and on the commercial side, we've got 3 new customers, so we're up 25. So that's a positive. I just want to make sure you guys are aware that we do track all of those, and you guys can see all the numbers and kind of see what the sales are and all of that. And you'll soon be able to see all of the other numbers as we work on the budgets. You'll see all the numbers through the first 6 months of the year when we start working on the budgets. You guys should be able to see all that information also, but that's just kind of a quick update for you, so you can kind of get a feel for what's happening out there on a day-to-day basis, and what we're actually seeing in City Hall, signing up some new customers. So, if you guys have any questions, either Elaine and I or Kat can answer for you.
Questions? Public power reception.
And we got this information in the mail, and you guys are all invited to, it's called the Coalition to Preserve Consumer Choice, which is a reception up in Sioux Falls on Tuesday, July 16th from 5 to 7 at the Holiday Inn Airport out there. This is sponsored by Missouri River, one of our secondary power supplier, along with the South Dakota Municipal Electric Association and Heartland Power. This is dealing with the bill that was introduced in the legislature before that the rural electrics brought, that was concerning the annexation and who gets how compensation is made when new territory is annexed into an existing city where a municipality currently serves. So that was referred to as summer study. That summer study is going on. So they are inviting anybody that would want to come in from the city of Beresford. So if you have some time, that might be a good one to stop up and visit with those people and see what they got going on. And what's going to be happening over the next few months through the summer study, and probably what's going to be happening again come January out in the South Dakota legislature. So, and we did meet with Chris Nielsen, Mike Anderson and I did last week, and he wanted me just to pass along that they formed a PAC, which is basically it's a way to raise funds to help support our cause, I guess, as far as dealing with the that new annexation issue that's coming up. The city cannot contribute to a PAC, but any of you guys could, any city employees could, anyone else can contribute. We just as a city are not available to do that. He wanted to mention that if you guys have any, if you have any concern and would like to be part of that PAC, you can sure donate. So, just a little information there from the Municipal Electric Association. Mike, you got anything to add on that? Mike, you got anything to add on that?
Yeah, I think you got it all.
Okay.
They're trying to do this. The REAs have had historically for years had political action committee that each of the co-ops can contribute to and help fund candidates that are favorable for their positions. So this is their attempt to try and help persuade people who might be supportive of public power to get more involved in the legislative process.
All right, the next thing we were talking about was the advertising for bids on the water tower project. As of last week, we are out to bids. We're looking for bids that'll be due by July 11th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll take them, Pat Carey will come down, we'll review them. Any of you guys can come in and sit in on those bid openings if you want to with the public. We'll be opening right here at City Hall, right in this room, so if you want to stop down, you're more than welcome to. We'll tabulate the bids and we'll review them, then we'll bring a recommendation to the City Council meeting on July 15th to see which direction we go. I know we have mailed it out to 4 different firms that have shown interest in this already, so we will, that did go out to them. We got 1 or 2 calls down here at City Hall just asking about who to get in touch with. Banner's got all the set of plans, we got some down here that anyone can look at also if they want to look at. The best thing is just to get in touch with Banner. They've got all the specs and everything on it, so we'll see where that comes in at, and we'd like to be able to open them, or we'll review them at the next City Council meeting, so we can make go forward with that. We were given, I think we're given up to a year to complete this, so it's going to probably be a 2-year project. We're hoping to get better bids because of that. So, you guys authorized advertising already. I just wanted to let you know we finally got out the bids on that. The next item we got would be the automatic doors for the handicap doors at the Bridges Event Center and Clubhouse. We had talked about that. So if anyone asks you, they will be installed tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So we should have handicap doors out there, which is something that people have been asking for pretty regular this year. So that will be done and should be hopefully available and ready for people as of tomorrow afternoon. And the final thing I wanted to just mention was the disaster declaration that was issued in both Lincoln and Union counties. We did submit information so that we could be part of that with some of the street damage that we've had. We will be attending meetings both at the Union County Courthouse on July 17th, as well as the Lincoln County Courthouse to give them a bunch of information on what happened. So Elaine and I and I think Jeff will be going up to that. Hyde-Bright will go up to that, and we will visit with these people and see if we can get some money. There's no guarantees other than the fact that it has been declared a disaster declaration. We still got to wait and see if our portion of the project will be approved. I know we have probably got lots of other requests too, but we were hit significantly by lots of street damage this year. As you can see, it takes quite a while to fix it right. And, we've been working on the pool one for quite some time there, and it's I don't know what the bills it is already rung up, but it's probably going to be close to $30,000 right in front of the pool there. And that's just one of many that we have in town because of the frost heaves and stuff that we have had this year. So, now those are the things I want to just kind of quickly mention, stuff we've been talking about for the last 2-3 months. So kind of give you an update on all those things that are going on.
Questions? I think in front of the pool, if you hit it, I know speed like it's in the air. So you just got to put a couple more layers.
Let's hold the bumps are out there. So.
New business, less now virus.
We apply for this each year as it comes through. We don't, you guys have done a lot of time to apply, so we just go ahead and apply for that. We've always gotten around $2,000. This year we got $2,075. So I just want to authorize the mayor to sign our grant awards so that they can process and return to us. This year they're not going to send a check. We actually have to send the dollars that we spent on it. So as soon as we order some of the chemicals, we'll be sending in a request for payment on that. But just want to have authorize the mayor to sign the grant award.
Shall I make a motion for West Nile Virus Grant Award, as Jerry signed, stated the head mayor signed.
O'Neill second.
Motion by Schott, seconded to approve signature of $2,075 West Nile Virus Grant Award. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Jerry Chevrolet.
I don't know, this is probably the 5th, 6th, 7th time Jerry's have to have a portion of the street to the south been closed. It's in pretty tough shape right now, and I don't think we're going to get to it before the July 17th Corvette day, so we're just going to leave it as is. We'll just open it up that day. It's been closed pretty much all last 2 months, so it's not going to be anything new, but he would like to have it closed at least on the 17th of July for his Corvette days. That'll be from 16th Street on Spruce down to the bus point. So just need to get an authorized to close that.
He'd make a motion to allow a request for Jerry Chevrolet to close a portion of West Spruce on July 17th for Corvette days.
Chad second.
Motion by Kane and second to authorize the closure of West Spruce on July 17th. Any further discussion?
Nope, only thing I guess I would ask is if they can make sure they touch base with Jeff to make sure that's not gonna ruin any of the stuff that he's not gonna.
I think last year,
Stuff he's gonna try and stay with.
didn't they come in last year and unload a bunch of picnic tables and benches or something for that?
Well, then,
Yeah, they usually put them up front, picnic tables.
what are they gonna do on the street, you know?
They just want cars typically.
I mean, if they can just touch base with Jeff, that'll help. Make sure they don't rip anything else.
They've got a few covered car trailers, heavy loads right in. Some of the Corvettes will come in on that, but usually they come in a couple days ahead of time. They
Don't know if they down the road.
Don't rent on a business there.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Request closure of 300 block South 2nd, Elm to Birch on the 19th.
This again is one that they have like a little, community, just a block party there. They're moving it this year from just one block north, so it's kind of in front of Elaine's old house, but, in front of her mother's house and Phyllis Judy's house. They just want that one block there. They're gonna be hosting the block party this year. And we usually bring, the barricades out and they just put them up and take them down. Close the street just for that afternoon.
Should I make a motion to request a closure of 300 block of South 2nd from Elm to Birch on July 19, 2019 at Jerry Simon State?
Motion by Schott and seconded to authorize the closure of 300 block of South 2nd. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Resignation from Dylan Stever.
Dylan works for the Street Water Sewer Department. He's taking a job as the head mechanic for the bus barn over there, and he's going to be taking care of all the buses for the school. So he's actually, his last day, work day was Friday, and he's got some personal time he's taking up through the 4th of July. So I just want you guys to accept his resignation, and we would like to go ahead and start advertising for a full-time position for the Street Water Sewer Department. We've got the advertisement ready to go, so it's on papers waiting your approval.
Can make a motion to accept the resignation of Dylan Stever from the Sewer, Water, and Street Department.
So in a second.
Motion by Kane and seconded to accept the resignation from Dylan Stever. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to authorize advertising.
So I can make a motion to authorize advertising for full-time street water and sewer employees.
Chad second.
Motion by Swagen and seconded to authorize advertising for full-time street water and sewer employee. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Appointments for Beresford Library Board. I'd actually like to push that until next meeting. We can talk some more. Appointment for Planning and Zoning Commission. I'd like to renominate Brad Moeller for another, I believe it's a 5-year term.
I'd like to move to approve Brad Muller to the appointment of the Planning and Zoning Board for a 5-year term.
Chad second.
Motion by Delaney, seconded by Schott to approve appointment of Brad Muller to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Part-time liquor store.
We've got one application from Victoria Vogelai. We'd like to put her on in a part-time position there to fill in, like it's one night a week at $9.10 an hour.
Should I make a motion to hire, part-time hire at liquor store at Jerry Simon State for $9.10 part-time, no day a week?
Wait a second.
Motion by Schott and seconded to authorize the part-time hire of Victoria Vogelai at $9.10 per hour. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Part-time hire for just Clubhouse.
Yeah, we'd like to hire Dave Sternquist at $9.10 an hour. He would help in the early morning hours, opening up and stuff when Ben or some of the other ones aren't coming at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, so they'll work the later shifts. So he would fill in as needed to open up in the mornings. And I know he's helped a little bit. He's helped out probably at the club event center occasionally also if need be. So, we're only trying to put enough people just so we have hours to cover. It's not that we're trying to put more and more people to work, we're just trying to cover all the hours with the amount of staff that we have out there.
Shall I make a motion for part-time hire for the Bridges Clubhouse at Jerry Simon State for $9.10 an hour, limited amount, early in the morning.
Doing a second.
Motion by Schott and seconded to authorize part-time hire Dave Stringquist at $9.10 per hour. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I do have a motion for payment of bills.
Who's the paid bills?
Motion by Ken, seconded to authorize payment of bills. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a motion for executive session to discuss personnel.
So moves.
Boom, second.
Motion by Delaney and seconded to authorize entering into executive session for personnel. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Again, motion carries.
Yeah.
Departments,